On this episode, I am reacting to the crazy story that gained national attention. Let's go. Did you all hear about the Georgia mom who was arrested because her 10-year-old son walked less than a mile to the Dollar General when she took her other child to the doctors? All right, let me give you a little bit of background. So, mom of four goes and takes her oldest child to the doctor. She leaves behind her 10-year-old, who's soon going to be 11 years old, and he decides to walk less than a mile to the Dollar General, which he's done lots of times before. Some neighbor calls the authorities, and the police come to the house, arrest the mom, put her in handcuffs in front of her four children, all for child endangerment. Are you freaking kidding me? And the best part, I mean, not really the best part, but you know what I mean, is that when they're putting handcuffs on this mom, the mom is like, what are you arresting me for? It's not against the law to let your child walk to the store by themselves. And the police officer goes, it is if they're 10. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you serious? Goodness gracious. And so this story has gained national attention, and it has sparked a national debate on what's called free range parenting. How much independence should we allow our children to have? So in this video, Dr. Dre is going to weigh in. You ready? All right. So the first thing is, my big idea of this video is, as parents, I want you to give the gift. Yeah, I know it's a Kleenex box. It was the best I could do. Give the gift of independence to your child. Because I don't know about you, but giving your child independence is how we raise adaptable adults. And we're raising adults. We're not raising kids. If you want to hear more of my thoughts on this, here's a YouTube video that I recorded with a local pastor. I want to be in a country where the people who are leading us are raised in families and environments where the parents raised adults, adaptable adults. That's what I want. So here's 3 tips on how you can do this. The first tip is, check your state's laws on laws surrounding child independence. What you're specifically looking for is, at what age are you allowed as a parent to leave your child alone, and for how long? For example, in Georgia, the law is 9 to 10-year-old kids can be left alone for like 2 to 3 hours. So the chances of this mom getting the charges sticking is probably not likely, because it's going to come up to parental discretion. The other thing that you want to look for is, at what age can your child babysit or take care of other kids? That's another common law. So look at Google it, see what your state's laws are surrounding these kind of things. Some states are don't have any laws around this. And they say it's up to the parents' discretion. That's great. I love that. I see you, Ohio. All right, step 2. What you need to be doing is figuring out your comfort level in regards to independence. So you're going to sit down and you're going to think about, okay, I want my child to be independent. What do I feel comfortable, that feels okay, that feels safe? Then what I want you to do is step into that discomfort. What's the next thing outside of your comfort zone that would allow your child to have independence, and do that? For me, when I take my kids for a hike, the rule is you can go as far ahead of me as you want. It's just I have to be able to see you, and you have to be able to see me. Now, when I'm ready, when this feels comfortable enough, the next step is, all right, you're able to go as far out as you want, but you have to come back occasionally, every 2 minutes or so, 2, 3, no longer than 5, those kind of things, and check back in with me. That's, to me, what feels a little bit uncomfortable right now, and I'm comfortable with this, and so I'm ready to step outside my comfort and do that. So once that new level that you stepped into becomes comfortable, then you up it. Then you up it. You keep climbing that ladder to give your child more and more independence. That's what we want to be doing. Climb that ladder. The third step is you need to build your tribe of like-minded parents who believe in the importance of giving their children independence. So look for other free-range parenting groups that are like, yes, we want to raise adaptable adults. This is what our goal is. That's our, that is what we want as parents. Find them. They're out there. Google it. They're out there. I promise. If you can't find one because you live in like a community that's just helicopter galore, go ahead and go to www, I don't even need to say that, brightspotfamilies.com and find out how to get a hold of me. Call me. We can have conversations. I will be part of your tribe because I believe in raising adaptable adults. All right, here. Now you all are probably saying, okay, Dr. Dre, this is great. I hear you. Give the gift of independence. But there's these other things that are a little bit uncomfortable. The first thing is like, well, what happens if a busybody calls the officials on me? The authorities on me. Like a lot of the time I'll have a little bit of anxiety. I hesitate to leave my 3 kids alone in the Jeep because I think some busybody is going to call the authorities for child endangerment on me. And then that would be a really bad look for a clinical child psychologist to have child endangerment charges against her. Talk about messy situations. But here's the thing. You've got to act in line with your comfort level compared to the risks. Know the laws. We already talked about that. Be nice with a lawyer. Just kidding. I don't think you're ever going to need them. But the chances of you not ever having a problem with this are pretty good as long as you are acting in a way that is in line with the laws and you're allowing your child to have age-appropriate levels of independence. Now, we are not letting our 5-year-old drive to the Target. That's a whole nother YouTube video that you should check out. We're not doing that, but we're allowing them more and more independence. It's similar to that ladder. We're giving them more and more independence. And as long as you are acting in line with that, with those laws, you should be good. Like this mom is going to get lots of national attention, and chances are nothing's going to happen to her because she's acting in line with the laws. All right. Now, I have a word. Dr. Dre has a word for you busybodies out there. Stop it. Just because someone is parenting their child in a way that you don't agree with does not mean you should call the authorities. You're a helicopter parent. Stop that too. Allow people to parent how they want to parent, unless they're being abusive. If they're being abusive, then by all means step in. But if they're just letting their child have independence, then let them have independence. You don't know their world. You don't know what's going on. You don't know their child. And if you're really concerned about the safety of the child, well, then be a good neighbor and go have a conversation with the parents. What happened to the days where we had communities and neighbors looked out for each other? I remember if I did something wrong in my 9-block gang-infested neighborhood in the south side of Chicago, you better believe if I did something wrong, Mr. Mike is calling my parents and letting them know. Come on now. Stop it, busybodies. If I stepped in every single time I saw some ineffective or bad parenting, good Lord, I'd get nothing else done. There's for sure not be any of these videos because there's a lot of bad parenting or ineffective bad parenting out there. So busybodies, stop it. Other parents that want to allow free range parenting, busybodies be damned. All right, last thing. This is probably the biggest one that I hear concerns and people concerns about allowing their children to roam free range more often. Here's the thing, child abductions. But the truth of it is that child abductions are completely blown out of proportion. When we hear child abductions, we always get that image of that creepy guy in that white van with the sliding door offering your child candy and to pet their dog. Okay. Whenever you hear child abductions, the first thing that I want you to think about is that 90% of child abductions are done by a family member or a relative. It's usually a parent who lost custody of their child taking their child. That's the vast majority. 90% of child abductions. Now, what about the other 10%? All right, prevalence rate is 58,200 children are estimated to be abducted by a stranger, that creepy white guy, or not the creepy white guy, the creepy white van guy offering candy and, petting your dog kind of situation. It's 58,200 estimate per year. Now, let's take that into a bigger statistic. There are 72.5 million children in America. So if you take 58,200 and divide that by 72.5 million, the odds that your child is going to be abducted is 0.0008. Are we really going to live our lives out of fear of a child abduction that's likely to happen at a 0.0008? Come on now. Yes, you have to live within you have to know what you're comfortable with and what you're really willing to risk. But come on now. So to recap, give your child the gift of independence by knowing the laws, stepping outside of your comfort zone, and building your tribe. We're going to busybodies be damned and child abductions, super rare occurrence. Now here's the encouragement. The benefits of giving the gift of independence to your child far outweigh the risks. Let's build adaptable adults. Let's raise adaptable adults. That's what we're going for. And if you and me do that together, well, then we are definitely throat punching this youth mental health crisis.